You can introduce yourself really quickly if you want to. Then we can
Yeah,
start.
sure. Yeah. Well, uh, I'm a Finnish game developer. Well, this is my first game. My background is in animation and film, but I decided to. I always have play games and done some modding, but maybe like I don't know 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I decided to make a game, and now it's finally done and released. So I'm like a first time developer. Uh, yeah, that's the really short intro. I'm a big Lovecraft fan, so this game is based on one of H.P. Lovecraft's short stories, which I really like, and it hasn't been adapted before in games, so it felt like a good choice for a game.
So you snagged it up and ran with it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I, I have one question. Probably is the license public domain?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like it's a bit like nobody really. What I have studied, nobody really knows the details, but generally it's considered to be public domain. There's been so many different Lovecraft games and films and adaptations, and so the world is full of Lovecraft works, and it's generally considered as a public domain. Nobody kind of claims to own the rights for his works, and it's it's they've been made so long time ago, so that they will that most of them uh, are automatically in public domain. I think the point is that have the rights been renewed, but there's no evidence that the rights would have been renewed at any point, so it's considered to be public domain.
Okay. No, I was curious about that because I'm not sure if all of Lovecraft works are public domain at this point. So
Yeah, what I've studied, it's the question is that is it have they been renewed sometimes in the 60s or something, but there's no evidence of that. So they should be.
interesting. So basically just said, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I asked also some other people who have done Lovecraft adaptations that uh, what's their opinion and um, what they think about it, and they said me that go ahead,
Hmm.
it, everything should be fine.
Okay. So what I'm curious about is one thing. The game has firmly the aesthetics of a point and click adventure, of a really old school point and click adventure. Something like, let's say, Dark Seed, if you remember that one. Was it called
Yeah,
Dark Seed? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But it doesn't play like one. Why?
No, well, parts of the game play like a traditional point and click game. There is inventory, and you can uh, like look at stuff, and there's some puzzles, but there's also like role playing game elements. I wanted to do something a bit different. I wanted to make this kind of uh, like open world approach and like role playing game approach that you could even die in the game, in the middle of the game, if you are doing really badly. Yeah, I wanted to make this kind of strange hybrid, and not to make it so linear. Uh, yeah, it's just like a weird combination of point and click adventure and role playing game, and with a bit of even like Sims, like yeah. so you need to eat, you need to sleep and rest and kind of take good care of Walter. And that approach fit well to the short story because in the short story, the main character Walter that you are playing now, he starts to encounter weird things and he gets sick, and Lovecraft mentions how he's poor and trying to kind of make it in Arkham. Yeah, so I wanted that kind of bit more complex approach to it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that because I mean, just a straight up point and click adventure might have not fit with the theme
Yeah,
of the short story. I will agree with you there.
yeah,
It's just a strange, or not strange, but it's like I showed this game quite to a few people, and all of them said I'm not good at point and click adventures when they saw the game firsthand,
yeah,
screenshots and everything, and I feel like just the look of it can can like mislead people maybe a little bit.
yeah,
And how would you counter that? Like, if somebody says, "Yeah, I'm not good at point and click adventures," how would you counter that point as a dev who made the game?
yeah. Well, I would say that that the puzzles and that kind of stuff is not the main thing in the game. The puzzles are quite simple. There is no weird, combination puzzles that you must, you know, uh, some really absurd or abstract. You need to connect point of wire with a worm and then dip it in glue and then apply it somewhere. So so the puzzles are not the main thing. It's just the setting. I really like old point and click games, and when I was thinking about the engine that I would use making this game, I encountered the Adventure Game Studio. The game has been made with Adventure Game Studio, and it fits well to this kind of low resolution, uh, well point and click game, but the program was so kind of complex that it was possible to add these role playing game elements to it. So it's not a linear point and click. You could even almost stay in your room the whole game, and you would still be able to pass it. Okay, you would have to eat. If you don't eat, then you will die eventually. But it's a bit something strange, and I think it's a bit something new that hasn't been done before. I always like that when I try to do something new, something a bit special. It's always also a risk to do something new because you don't really know if it's going to work or not. Uh,
Hmm.
but but I feel that it works well, and I'm happy to see their reviews on Steam, for example. They've been really good, and people have kind of got what the game was about. So so I would say that because the game is also it's not very expensive, so and now it's on sale as well. So you could try it, or maybe look at, there's some Let's Play videos, so you could take a look and see for yourself. Uh, it's also that it's not a linear game, so you can play it several times and have a different kind of adventure. Uh, Many of the elements are like randomly, well, not randomly generated, but they happen at different times. So if you start a new game, it will be a different experience. So I would say something like that. That it's not a classic point and click game. Yeah, it's the puzzles are not the main point in the game.
Okay. No, I'm just like, because I obviously, if somebody else would ask me again, or say, if I showed them and they say I'm not good at point and click adventure, I can tell them that, for example, because that came actually up a lot when I showed it to my friends, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm not good at point and click adventures," and I'm like,
yeah,
this is not really a traditional point and click adventure. It has some survival components too. So check it out. And the puzzles are more in the space of sanity, which is ironic considering we are talking about Lovecraft here.
yeah.
So you've said you see a very positive response to the game.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
if you look at it back now, it's a finished product, and disregarding, let's say, some bugs and maybe some stuff you patch in still, would you consider the game a financial success first and foremost, and second of all a creative success?
Uh, well, I would say at least a creative success, because this is something new. This is not just take something that works and change graphics and music. This is an original thing, and I haven't seen these kind of games before. Of course, they might exist, but I have just played them. So I feel that creatively this is a success. Also, people have mentioned that this is one of the most kind of honest, or how do you say it, most true adaptations of Lovecraft's works. So I've tried to stay true to the original story as well. Many times when you do a Lovecraft adaptation, you just take the name and mix it, add more stuff to it, and so on. So I've tried to stay true to the original thing. So yeah, in that case, I think it's a creative success. I at least, at least on my opinion. Well, okay, about the financial success, what could I say? Because I've started to make this game in 2015 already. So if I would count all the hours I made this, that would be a huge amount of hours. So probably, yeah, if I would have like a hourly wage, if I would get, I don't know, $20 each hour I make this, I would be a really rich person. But I started the game as a hobby, and this is my first game. I didn't know anything about coding, or at least very little. So I have redone the game several times, and I have gotten better. So I fixed the code and kind of revised it all the time. And if you like, if you try to, how would I say this? Yeah, if I would try to get money for all the hours that I put into this, then I'm not sure if it's a financial success. But I didn't have to take any big loans. I didn't sell my house or car to make this game. I'm also working as a teacher and doing commercials and short films and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can. I was like, I had no financial stress about making the game. So everything is just bonus. Every copy that's been sold is nice thing. I don't really, because it's also my first game, I don't know what to expect. I don't have that kind of following that people would automatically buy the game. I have to start from the kind of scratch. Um, but I would say that, well, now on Steam I have like, was it 108 reviews, and the game has been released maybe like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
a little more than 2 months ago. So I hope that people keep finding it, and who knows? Like I would like to think that this game is something that you could buy in like uh, after 20 years you could still buy this and enjoy it. That this game doesn't kind of age badly. The graphics are,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, the graphics are like old school anyway, so they don't age so badly, I think.
I think from just the gamer's point of view, I would be more concerned if the mechanics and the gameplay and everything aged poorly than the graphics. Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, there are games that are like 20 years old that I still prefer playing over modern stuff, me personally, because the mechanics are super solid.
yeah.
I don't know if you ever played, for example, Blood. It has some flaws. Like, I don't want to make this like the second coming of
Yeah,
Christ, but
yeah.
it's still one of the best shooters out there you can play,
Hey,
in my opinion.
was Blood like first person shooter?
Yes.
I think I played it. Like, yeah, I think I have played that. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Also, like I've gotten very good suggestions from the players. They have written me and said that, or given some suggestions that this would work better and this would be more easy to use, and I have then patched the game, and if the ideas have been good, I've implemented them in the game. Of course, I want that the game is as fun as play as possible and not to be overly clunky or anything like that. So I've tried to make it kind of easy to approach. But yes, there's quite a lot of mechanics. So there's a lot of stuff to consider and to take in account, and and of course it's been a little bit of trial and error when I was making the game, um, because how could I say it? Uh, because this is my first game, so it's been a huge learning experience, and sometimes I have learned that okay, this mechanic may not work, and then I have done some changes or patches or something like that.
Yeah. No, I will. I do think listening, at least to an extent, to feedback and suggestion is always good, and every
Yeah,
developer should do that because
yeah,
no developer is infallible. I'm just more worried, and I don't think you're doing that, but I've seen that too. That some people just like compromise their vision and
mm,
cater too much to what specific people want them to do. I
yeah,
guess, and
yeah,
that is something I personally would try to avoid.
yeah. It's a tricky balance,
Yeah.
like combining the your vision and then the uh, like mainly. I think it's always like when I've done movies or short films, like if I ask for opinions and if everyone gives a different kind of opinion, that maybe that part didn't work, or and every like opinion is different, then I know that okay, there's no big problems. But if there's one point that everyone will mention, that's a good indicator that okay, there might be a problem. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Exactly.
so yeah, so I think there's been a couple of that some commenters have mentioned the same issue, and then you kind of know that okay,
Yeah,
this is a real issue.
you just have to filter through everything and see, okay, what comes up the most, essentially,
Yeah,
and then get to work on that, because that is actually a valid complaint at that point or at that stage.
yeah,
So just for me, how are you? You're a solo developer, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So you work alone. Did you outsource anything you've made, or is this all made by you?
Uh, no, not everything is made by me. I had a sound designer and a composer for the game. So the music has been composed by Troy Sterling Nice. I think you have, yeah. Let me see. I've muted the stream so I can't hear anything, but maybe you can hear music in the background. So Troy
Yeah, I can.
Sterling, yeah, he made the music, and he has worked on several Lovecraft themed projects.
Mm-hmm.
Like he composed the films A Call of Cthulhu and The Whisperer in the Darkness, and also worked on several. There is this.
Wait, which Call of Cthulhu did you work on?
It was the black and white made by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. I
Okay.
guess it was in 2000, and I can't now remember.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
just
five or
asking.
something.
I'm just asking because there's another Call of Cthulhu, made by Frogwares, I think. Was it
Yeah, the
Frogwares?
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
quite recent. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was a film. That was a like
Oh, okay. That. Ah,
yeah,
sorry, I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
yeah, no problem. Like this was his first game music as well. So we figured out the music together.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really great to have him because the music really creates the atmosphere. So so that was made by him. Also, I have like a spell checker, like a native English speaker who has fixed all the dialogue and all the text, because like my English is okay, but it's not perfect. So it was important that there is a native speaker doing the fixes. Are you trying? Yeah. Are
Nah,
you trying
that's
to look at the exam book?
no. I tried to pull up my to-do list
Okay.
because I wanted to remember what I need to do.
Yeah.
And the work on the theory, this was clear. I was looking for this one, elements of algebra and how to get that. But I
Yeah.
think I need the student card first, don't I?
No, you can study it here even without the student card. So you can if I help you a little bit, there is the
Yeah.
index locker in next to Walter. There's the so look up E like elements of algebra. So okay,
There
and
we go.
then yeah, shuffle through
Collection
the
for
book.
mathematics. Okay.
Yes.
Now it makes sense. Okay. So I go here and then I go to 1, 2, 3. My greatest enemy, Roman numerals. Shit. Oh yeah. Okay. He even says that it should be here.
Yeah. I want to see if you can
Yeah.
find it. At first, it was really difficult to find it, but I tried to make it a bit more easier.
No, I think that he says it is a should be somewhere close by. No, wait. He said it's by Hewler or something like that. Is it that?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it was Euler. So you were in the correct spot previously, like over the E.
Mm-hmm.
But try to look at with your mouse a little bit over the E section.
It's switch. There we go. Okay. You have to really select it. Okay.
Yeah, you did it.
I thought it just pulls it out.
Yeah, yeah, it's not that simple. So you have to uh,
Wait, what
look
should
it
I
a bit.
set?
Okay, have you opened your inventory yet?
No,
It's in the
I.
up. It's in the upper. If you move your mouse to the top of the screen, you can open the
There we
inventory.
go. Okay. Yeah, that was also what I was looking for. The character bar displays Walter's inventory stats skills. Hover the mouse over the stat skills to see more detailed value. Hungry, tired, rested. I'm not very rested. Peckish. I'm not warm. I'm not dry. I'm not uninjured.
Everything is fine. Like for now, but things
For
might get
now.
worse.
They count up, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so $12. Study table. There we go. Now we can study. The exams skill represent Walter's knowledge on the current course subject. 10 being the maximum. Reading the course book will increase the skill and unlock exam answers. If the subject is based on math, Walter's math skill will be added to the exam skill. Okay, press the key to continue. And I get sanity back for reading that. I lost sanity earlier when I ripped out the family photo from the apartment.
Yeah. You got sanity because you achieved the task. Like every time you achieve one of the tasks, you get a little bit of sanity back. But now you are hungry. You got one -1 health because you are now. Walter is now hungry.
Give them to me to check out before you leave. Oh, lady, I'm so sorry. Okay, how do I? Oh wait, probably need to give that to her.
Yes. Good.
Okay, we have studied. So we start strong here. We are studying for school. That's the one thing I never did. No, I'm lying.
Yeah.
I actually did
Yeah.
that.
But you don't have to study. It's not required to study, but you can do it, and you can get some extra money from your aunt if you do well on your exams. And of course, uh, Walter is happy if he does well, but it's not required to do. So the player can choose whatever to do, basically.
Yeah. I mean that's really cool. So I have the freedom to do it. I mean, like I said, it's my first time actually playing it, so I'm just trying to adhere a little bit to the rules, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
and to play it straight.
yeah.
This is not a no death run.
Yeah.
What interests me though, you said you have like a background in film, right?
Yeah, like in animation and film, yes.
Yeah, this is actually crazy. Um, how did you end up with the decision of making a game? What led to that decision?
Yes, good question. Well, okay, it went something like this that I was like doing the short films, but I was kind of thinking that nobody buys short films. Like if you're lucky, you get money to make short films. Uh, but nobody really buys them. People accept to see them on YouTube or something like that. So I was kind of thinking that what should I do next, and I was thinking that I would make a game because I like to play games and I have always played games and it must be it can't be that difficult. So I started to make one like detective game with this adventure game studio, but soon realized that it was not fun and easy, uh, and I kind of dropped it. And then some time passed by, and I reread this story, Dreams in the Witch House, and it kind of hit me just that this would be an amazing game. I wanted to kind of transport the player inside the short story and be a like active protagonist and really kind of not follow a linear story, but to really kind of have total control of Walter's actions. So then I started to make this as a hobby at first. So so it was really fun to do the early stages when I was learning things, and I kind of realized that, oh, I can do this. I can have day cycles and like I can have time
Oh
running in the
shit, that was
background.
a huge rat. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That yeah, you will be seeing that creature again, I think.
I think so too. I need to stuff this hole. Um,
Yeah.
let's
Have you
see if
read
we.
have you read the original story, Lovecraft's
I
Dreams in the
have,
Woods?
but it's very long ago.
Yeah.
And I know the rat is also a motif there.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's
So
a big
yeah,
big part of him.
it's I remember it faintly. Um, but yeah, back to the question. So
Yeah.
what I like what I'm surprised actually. So because I since I have a background in movie and animation,
Mm,
and you actually also mentioned it. People expect it to be on YouTube. What I would have actually probably done when I was in your, I mean, I you can always talk like a lot,
mm,
and you don't know how people will actually decide. But another thing
yeah.
you could have done when you first started out making this game in
Mm,
2015,
yeah.
2016,
Yeah,
um,
something like that.
there wasn't a lot of stuff on there that was like that on YouTube. Um,
Mm,
but you could have done maybe something like a what's it called? A ARG.
ARG. What's
Yeah.
that?
So ARGs are basically short horror stories that
Yeah.
use like YouTube and social media to tell a story.
Uh,
I can link you later one that I really like if you want to.
yeah. Sure.
And you take a look because I feel like you could do well with that too.
Mm, yeah. Maybe. Yeah. The point was. Yeah. It was kind of. Um. Because I think the situation was that I was trying to apply money, a grant for a short film, and didn't get it. Uh, and I and I was thinking also that I could make a like a film adaptation of this, but I like I really like films as well, but you are passive, like you just watch the film. But when I read the story, I wanted to kind of be inside the story and really live it, and you know, make actions that kind of change the way the story ends, and films can't do that. So I thought that game is like perfect media for that. So I really kind of was excited that I can like, you know, those books that you can choose the ending, or there is like a choice, like you read like 50 pages and then there is a choice that do you go there or do you go there. I wanted to have something like that, that that the ending is how you play the game reflects to the ending,
Reflects
and
on.
yeah, and not to make a linear thing. So and also I think I like to try something new many times. So it was a nice change to try to make a computer game.
Well, obviously, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's been multiple routes you could have
Yeah,
gone with your background. I'm
yeah,
just surprised that it was video games in the end.
yeah,
But I don't think it's that completely off the cuff, because you come from a creative field into another creative field. It's
yeah,
just probably extremely different. Doing a It's probably just making a game is probably extremely different from making a movie. Even if
yeah,
you look at huge movies that have like huge production cycles, like let's say a
mm,
Marvel movie or anything,
yeah,
they don't take often as long as some games,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you
It was a
have you have basically an active shooting time of 8 weeks, and then I mean you have the pre-production, the actual shooting, and then the post-production. And overall, I would say you have a cycle of maybe 2 years per movie if it's like a huge budget movie.
yeah,
And yeah, and like games, if you have small games like this one, I mean, you were one person. You
yeah,
made that in 7 years. So
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
different
Exactly.
it's a very different production cycle, but in the end, it's all
Yeah,
creative work.
yeah. And like I said, I started as a hobby, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So at first I was thinking that I would make the game completely free when it was still a like shorter game. But at some point, the game just kind of expanded and expanded, and I decided that let's do this like properly and make it a commercial game, like a real game.
Yeah.
So so I think I could have, you know, finished it earlier, but I just wanted to keep adding stuff to it and make it nicer. I didn't have any deadlines basically. I didn't have any
Yeah.
like boss shouting to me that you have to finish it in 2 weeks. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
but also just quickly, I could mention that I also we did also one Lovecraft inspired short film, like a live action film called Sound from the Deep, and that's on YouTube, freely available. Uh, so that's been really well received as well. So so this is my like second Lovecraft inspired work.
Would you do me a huge favor?
Yes,
Would you link me that short movie? I want to see that
yeah, sure. Uh, and
after the
I'm
stream. I hope I
yeah,
can remember you, but I want to see that. I'm totally in for that one.
yeah. It was actually fun because the game, no, sorry, the film won the best Lovecraft movie prize and the best audience. Well, the audience award at the HP Lovecraft Film Festival in 2017, and that is I went there actually in Portland, and I actually met the composer Troy Sterling Nees there, and I approached him and asked if he would be if he would be interested to work on this game. So these two projects kind of link to each other a little bit.
Yeah. So why then did you actually decide to roll with a publisher?
Yeah, well, that's a good question as well. For a long time, I was planning to release it myself, but I have never done this before. So I know that I can and I can finish the game on my own, but I don't really have any idea how to release it or what should I do when I release it. And that was the one thing that I really didn't didn't enjoy that much, and I needed help with and the bonus stage publishing. I talked with them and they said nice things and they are also from Finland, so it's very easy to communicate. So I felt that I wasn't really kind of looking for publishers that much, but I met them and we talked and I felt that they could help me with this part of the process, and I like the idea that I have still like total control on the game. They don't want to interfere with that in any way. So it was a like difficult choice, but I decided that I need some help. I was getting kind of, when you do everything on your own and you don't have anyone to ask for help, for example, it gets pretty tough when you are doing it for the first time. Like maybe if I would have done 5 games already, then I would be I could have released it myself, but yeah, I needed some help with this stuff as a first time developer, and yeah, it's been great because now the game is also in GOG, for example. I don't think I would have got the game there myself, and yeah, so those were I think those were the reasons why I decided to go with them. And yeah, I think it's a surprisingly big factor that they are Finnish and I can kind of trust them, and we can talk easily.
It
Yeah,
was, well, you would say it was a good decision to go with bonus stage in the end.
yeah, because for example, I would have released it on Christmas or in December, and one of the first things that they said that no, don't do that.
Don't. That's something I could have told you. Do not do that. Your game will just go under.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, so and I had no one to ask, basically. So I'm happy about that choice, the decision. It's nice to have some company. I would probably be under nervous breakdown, and yeah, who knows what might have happened. Yeah, so I'm happy with that.
Okay, where is the goddamn hammer? It's probably
Okay,
one
yeah.
in the locked thing, and I don't know where the key is.
This might be one of the toughest puzzles, and basically the hammer is in each playthrough in a different place, but I can tell you that it's somewhere in this room. Have you checked all the shelves.
Yes.
Have you checked the top shelves?
It's too high. He can't reach it.
There is a way to reach there.
Yeah.
In this room.
Okay.
Should I tell you? Mm-hmm.
No, we smart. We orc. How do I
Yeah,
put it there?
yeah, you were.
Ah.
You
Yeah.
almost did
Okay.
it.
Almost did it.
Great. Yeah, I think. Yeah, good.
Okay. Give me that. There's a crowbar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the shelves are empty, I think.
Yeah.
I think they are not there. There is one place where you haven't.
Wait.
Should
I
I?
just. No. Wait. I did see something with the rug. Hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
There we go. It's all yours.
Hey.
Okay, so what do I need the scissors and the glue for? That's the important question now.
Well, you might need them later on. You don't necessarily need them now.
Okay. Then I'll just return it for now. And give him those back too. I know there's a crowbar up here, so we can get the floorboard open later. I need to remember that. No! What is it? Oh. She should know better than rent that old room. Oh! Oh no! I'm in the bad room.
The plot thickens.
Yeah. I'll just nail that thing shut and then. Oh yeah, yeah. Now you don't wanna talk to. Oh my god, you clown. Oh yeah, no, he really didn't tell you everything he knew.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to make him drunk
Ah,
to tell
nice.
me more. But first, I'm gonna nail this shit show shut.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Nicely done.
I'll go out to the city. He said alcohol you get at the apothecary. I can talk apothecary.
Yeah.
So we'll check there in
But
downtown.
do you have food in your inventory as well?
Yes, I
Or have you?
have.
Okay.
I'll eat that. You're right.
Yeah, eating at the coffee shop, it's a bit more expensive, but it gives a small sanity
Mm,
boost, and if you're really hungry, it kind of restores up to 3 levels of hunger. So when you're really hungry, it's wiser go there,
yeah,
and you can kind of save some money doing it.
I have digestive problems. Let's see if we can get through with the alcohol. Do you have any prescription for the alcohol? No. Didn't know I needed one. Look now, mister. You don't sell any liquor here without a good justification. I have the feeling it is a medicinal speakeasy, you know. I somehow, you know, there is something there.
Yeah. Did you ask Joe about the alcohol? Yes,
Yeah, I
yes, you
did.
asked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. So I think he gave you an address as well,
Yeah.
like another location where to get it.
He might have done that. Yeah, that will be here.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you don't want to disturb those residents. It looks like you're getting mocked in the best,
Yeah.
in the best case, and shot in the worst case here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to bribe him.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Do you have something? Check your inventory. Is there something that you could use? Yeah, you did it. It's always when I like look at some Let's Play videos and it if I see that the player is struggling with something, it's really kind of I want to kind of shout that do that, click there.
I know that. No, you have to understand. You know your game inside out. That is
Yeah.
different, right? And this is like I don't think I'm doing all too bad for a first
No,
timer
no.
who's
Yeah,
doing it
yeah,
blind. But then
yeah,
again, I really grew up with LucasArts games.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're doing fine. Like finding the hammer, like that could be a bit difficult, and
Yeah.
some people need help with that. But yeah, I think that's one of the most difficult things. There are not so many these hidden kind of
Yeah.
uh, that you have to find some really tiny 2 pixels from the ground before you can
I
kind of
mean,
advance.
if you look closely, with uh the rug, you can. I mean, you can actually do it. You just have to
Mm,
understand that you have to move the chair. It's actually a natural progression. First you look at first you look around. How get I up there? Okay, there is a chair. Let's use the chair. And then you see, hey, wait, there's something on the rack. I mean, I noticed it, right?
yeah,
When I put the chair back.
yeah,
So, and then there was the key and done. So,
yeah. That
it's
went.
not completely out of left field, you know?
Yeah,
Like in some
yeah,
Monkey Island games where it was really on the verge of being horrendously fucked up.
yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
think when I was a kid and I played those games, I think I always read like playthrough guides in some magazines that how can you like solve these things. So I tried to make it that the puzzles are not that complicated or difficult to find.
okay, I have to get a student thingy tomorrow. I'll go back home and I'll sleep now. I like this is a nice detail, by the way. I've
Yeah,
never put out my light, so I saw on the outside of the building that here is still the window was still illuminated. That is a nice detail, actually. I like that attention to detail. That is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I tried to add as much things like that as possible. possible. Those really kind of tie things together that you can already spot outside that shit. I left my light on.
Is that bad if you left your light on?
Well, I could, if you want me to spoil.
Whoa! Oh, the light bulb blew out. No. I need a new light bulb to fix the light.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down. Okay, that is what happens. Okay, I get it.
Yes, I didn't have to spoil anything. What difficulty did you choose? Because I missed
Medium.
that. Oh, okay, yes.
I'm always going with I always see the if there is no difficulty selection, obviously that's not then that's the intended difficulty, and if there is difficulty selection, I always go with medium first.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is the intended way of playing it. There's a few notable exceptions. Like Vanquish, I must sound like a broken record. I always come back to Vanquish. But that game is one of the ones where I feel like that the way it should be played is hard.
Yeah.
And like I said, I always go.
Yeah, it was a difficult decision to add the difficulty levels. I really thought about it a lot, but I'm happy that I did, because like many have said that there are some people who just want to kind of enjoy the story and not care too much about the survival elements, for example. So I added the easy difficulty, so it's a bit more relaxed. I think like this is a horror game and Lovecraft adaptation, so I think there should be some threat and some kind of stress and kind of sense of doom. So when you play it for the first time, the normal might be a bit on the difficult side, but I think that I tried to design the game that way that even a like bad ending is entertaining one, that it's still a fun journey even if you don't do that well. But probably if you play it a second time, then when you know all the mechanics and the things, then it's going to be a lot easier when you play.
It has almost a little bit of a roguelite element to it.
Yeah, I guess.
Put it
yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
In a certain way. So, and this is a question I actually wanted to ask the entire time. Since you're first timer and you broke the one golden rule of every first time game developer, make a small project first and then make the big one.
Exactly.
But every game developer breaks that rule. Every first time game developer breaks the rule. So you're in good company.
Yeah.
Don't think this is something that is unique to you. How did you go about first generally designing the gameplay? How did you approach that? And how did you approach designing the puzzles?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think I, like many people do, so that they make a really kind of rough sketch of the game, but all the kind of it's already kind of scripted and everything is in place, but they make the game with kind of placeholder graphics or basically without any graphics. Very really kind of simple. But because I have never done a game, so I think one of the first things I did was draw the Walter's room, and draw the Walter character, just to kind of get idea what the game would look like. So my approach was really like a non-professional. I started to adding things and just see what's possible and what is not possible, and it was a time-consuming process because I might have later on then removed some parts, and basically just a trial and error and like a big mess. I didn't plan it that carefully. I had a well, I knew the ending and I knew the mechanics that I want roughly, but it kind of changed a lot during the process. So it's a bit difficult to say, but it was a bit of a mess. And because I haven't done this before, I didn't plan it so carefully as like proper developers probably do. I was kind of experimenting with the different kind of mechanics, and when things started to work, then I added more stuff into it. But I think the simple, I think it was quite fast to kind of do the story, or to kind of adapt a short story. That didn't took that much time. Of course, it's easy when I'm adapting the stories already there, so it saves me a lot of time. But I was just kind of experimenting. I wasn't sure if it's even possible to do this kind of game in the adventure game studio. So it was an unprofessional mess that turned out fine, if this makes sense.
What if you look back, what is there one thing as a developer you would do different?
Yeah, well, maybe like because I started to draw quite early on the backgrounds, but I wasn't really kind of decided on the puzzles yet. So when I did the puzzles, I had to edit the backgrounds constantly, and a lot of going back and forth. If I would have planned it more carefully, planned all the puzzles and so on, then it would have been easier just to kind of add the graphics when everything is already kind of locked down. So maybe that. But on the other hand, it was kind of nice that I could do whatever I want, and coming up with new mechanics even when the game was already quite far away in the development. It was kind of nice, but yeah, that's maybe plan more carefully and use placeholder graphics. Maybe that, or maybe I should have done the like the really short game before this and release that like we talked about, that everyone says that do something small and release it. That I'm 100% the same. I agree with that. like it would have given me so much more insight into the process if I had done it before. So it's a good advice, but I didn't follow that. If it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, that is normally that is normal for the first experience. I mean,
Yeah.
You probably would now, from the experience you've learned from the game, be able to make it faster in hindsight,
Yes.
obviously. Um,
Exactly. Yes.
but as we say in English, hindsight is always 2020.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think you have learned something invaluable, and what is more important, you actually managed to put out a finished working product that is more than most that is more than most do when they start out making games, because they realize, oh shit, this is actually hard work.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've gotten like somebody asked me uh that he's planning to do the same, that quit his day job and start to make a game, and if I have any kind of tips to give to him, and I basically said that don't do it. Like it's it's difficult and it may not uh, turn out well. uh, I had the like good I had the kind of luxury to do this without funding, like in the evenings and when I didn't have any other work. So uh, I didn't have to take a loan or anything like that. But I hear like there are these really um, like horror stories how developers have, taken loans and then lost everything, and yeah, it's scary stuff. So I was happy to uh, to have not invested money in the game. I just invested my own time in the game.
Can I light the fire? Oh, I just do
Uh,
it.
yes,
Okay, perfect. Now I can go down and ask the guy, because he should be back from his job.
yes.
Yes. I need a plank. Come in. Thanks. What's up? I need the plank. So, if you could go back and change one thing about your game, what would that be?
Well, interesting question. Uh, yeah, really difficult because I think I'm quite happy with it. I would like to add more stuff into it, but that's not something that I would like to basically change. Um, I'm not sure if there's anything. Like I I kind of polished it really really much and spent time to make it the way I want to be. So I don't think there's anything that kind of bugs me about the game. Uh, I just wish that there would be more stuff, more music and more sound effects and maybe more animations or things like that. But I don't think there's like any element that I would like to change. Yeah, I guess I'm happy with the game and I don't want to change anything.
It's already. It's pretty early, I guess. Should
Yeah,
rest for another hour. I went to bed early. Too early.
yeah. You can also just rest. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm
yeah.
just never really sure how long I can rest. Because there's.
Yeah, it's still night. Yeah, one thing is that like some have asked that there would be a clock in the game, like actual
Yeah,
clock. That would give a definite time, but I think that was one of those things that you mentioned, that you have your own vision shouldn't change it too much. I didn't want to have, minutes and, seconds running on the screen, like a digital clock. It would, I think it would kind of stress the player. At least, yeah, it would at least stress me because I would know the exact time. I like that it's a bit more vague. Like even if you have an exam on the day,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
okay. Yeah, it's okay to go there in the afternoon. It's not so precise that you have to be there exactly at the right time.
Yeah,
So
that is. I'll put it on if it's raining. It's raining outside. What are you saying, Walter? Put out the damn raincoat.
well, I can tell you that he will wear it automatically. Okay, this is one thing that I would like to not maybe change, but it would be good to have a different graphics for the raincoat. But it would require a lot of work, like every animation.
Yeah, I do understand that. But it was just funny that outside it's raining and he says I'm only wearing that when
Yeah,
it's raining. You know, it's
yeah, yeah. I know. It's one of the things I would like to give somebody else to do. That okay, here's 1,000 animations. Now change the code to each one of them.
no, it's fine. I'm just sometimes I'm somebody who does do a little bit more. I think I'm a bit ill. It's not good.
Oh, you got sick.
Walter
Oh
is
no.
sick. Oh no, freezing too long. I had fire in the night. What are you saying, game?
I wasn't following so closely, so did you get
It's okay.
already did you already get drenched before you bought the raincoat, or what
No,
happened?
the raincoat came per package, and that was it. I
Okay.
wouldn't know. I think it's fine. Should
Yeah,
get some cold medicine before it gets worse. Okay, let's get some cold medicines. At least we nailed the exam. I'm pretty sure we
yeah.
did.
Yeah, there is a, like, if you have the raincoat, it takes like 10 times longer to get wet, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just curious to see like
I probably
what
don't
happened.
have really all that much money left.
How much do you got?
I can eat food in the cafe, which I'm gonna do, and
Yeah.
then tomorrow I'll just get one of the. Or can I buy food here? Maybe. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. What day was it? Like now? Is it the like you start on Monday, so is it now
It's
Wednesday or
it's Thursday. If I start on Monday,
okay,
it's the 4th. It's the first exam.
okay. So
Oh,
you will
thermal
get
underwear. Look at that. I didn't know you. Oh, okay. Interesting.
yeah, you get weekly allowance every Monday, so you just have to kind of survive for a couple of days more.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna eat right on the street.
Oh, you are freezing. Actually, you are not wet, but you are freezing.
Yeah,
You got,
and I'm somewhat how do you say? I'm somewhat surprised by that because I lit a fire last night.
but was it? Yeah.
But it's okay.
But
It's okay. It didn't
yeah,
work out the way it was intended to be. I blame myself.
yeah, yeah. I'm just always curious to see like what happened. Like because I know that there is a uh, everything everything should work. So I'm just interested to see the situation. But now you should make another fire so you won't be freezing. Like the sickness will advance faster if you are freezing while Yeah, well, you are sick. But now,
I mean, I drank the cold medicine now.
yeah,
And I lit the
well,
fires. So
okay. Look at your inventory because now it should show you that okay, you are feverish, but yes, you have the cold medicine. Yeah, so you can get better if you rest or sleep. That will kind of heal and make the sickness go away. But in one of the patches, not in this one, but in the previous one, I adjusted the sickness quite a bit. It's not so dangerous anymore to be sick. Previously, it could be a bit too difficult. You would get people people or the players kept dying because of the sickness. So I kind of toned it down a little bit.
good rest. I think
You
I'm well
can
now.
okay.
There we
Oh
go.
wow,
It
wow,
wasn't too
nice.
hard.
No, that wasn't hard at all. Okay, nice. Well done.
I'm alive. So what's next for you? What is your plan as a game developer? Are you saying I'm just gonna release this one game and now I'm riding into the sunset, or is there something you've planned next?
Yes, that's a difficult question. Because okay, I'm not a full-time developer. I'm teaching as well. I'm teaching animation. Um, not full-time teacher, but still. So with the teaching and all this kind of promotion and patching the game, I've been really busy. I haven't had time to really kind of sit back and just kind of relax and uh, just kind of enjoy enjoy the results. So I haven't had really time to think about that. Uh, I know that I want to make this game the best it can. So if somebody spots a bug, I I want to fix that. I also there are a couple of things that I had to leave out of the game just to finish it. So I don't know. It would be great to add those in the game if
Mm-hmm.
possible. I'm not sure if it's possible, but uh, that would be really great. Like if the sales go well, then it's more probable that I can kind of continue working with this game. But other than that, I'm not really kind of decided. I know that next game it would be so much easier to do it because I know now all the different aspects of developing a game. So it would be much less stress free. But I don't know. I could still make a like I don't know short film animation. I haven't yet kind of locked it down. I have some ideas, but those are still too uh, kind of fragile thoughts to be shared. I don't want to put them out in the public yet.
That
So
is
so I
that is completely fair.
yeah, but I think I at least for some time I will kind of uh, continue with Dreams into Witch House. I am so kind of I invested so much time on it, so uh, I just I can't do that. That I just say okay, it's finished and never look back at it again. Uh, so I might still like I don't know add some features to it, or we'll see.
Okay. Well, I think this is very interesting. I personally, since I am thoroughly enjoying the game so far, by the way,
Ah,
I'm just
great to hear.
90 minutes in. But I would like to see what you do next,
Mm,
gaming wise, even if it might take a couple of years.
yeah.
Because I feel like you have a talent for these kinds of games, and I think you could adapt some other cool Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah, like many people ask or give suggestions, but I don't. Yeah, that could be something.
Or make
Maybe.
something wholly original.
Yeah, and probably if I make a game, it's going to probably be a lot shorter and kind of simpler. I don't want to spend next 7 years working on another game. Uh, but it could be fun to do something a little bit easier and kind of uh, I don't know, maybe a bit more like relaxed, uh, like like the opposite of what game developers say. Maybe my next game would be the simple and short that I will release on time.
I mean, on the other hand, you have now some in quotations like you have a released product. It
Mm,
was fairly successful. I would at least claim so by a lot of metrics, because if you have 107 Steam reviews, I think there's even a formula where you can see how many copies it roughly sold, and
yeah,
107 reviews is no slouch. Most indie games don't even come that far. They're like
yeah,
in the top, I don't know, top 20% or something.
yeah, yeah.
And for a first time outing and getting those sales, I'm personally very impressed, and I think you did good, and be a shame if you wouldn't do anything of that nature.
Yeah, yeah.
And you and you
I will
might
do
even,
something.
yeah, and you might even be able to get maybe a small team together after this one.
Mm, yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm not too concerned about that. So
yeah.
yeah, but I do like what you did with the game so far. So
Great to hear.
yeah,
Great to hear that. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, it would be easier next time because I know the process now. So that's kind of tempting to kind of take everything that I have learned uh, during these years and it would be so much so much simpler and faster and kind of I wouldn't be so stressed and kind of scared probably. Yeah. So but I haven't not locked it down just yet.
yeah, obviously, but uh, we need more Rongel games. Oh yeah. So is there when you first started out making Dreams in the Witch House, was there any particular game that you can point to where you said, "Oh my god, I want to make one of those"? Like one game that really inspired you to be a game developer.
um, well, well, I do like point and click games. My childhood went playing point and click games. You know, Monkey Islands and uh, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Uh, so those are uh, how could I say? Those are maybe the backbone. But maybe with this Lovecraft thing, I really enjoyed the Dark Corners of the Earth. Do you know that one?
Oh yeah, I know that one. Very
Yeah.
very flawed, but it's still one of my favorite games.
Yes, yes, exactly. Same here. Uh, and it has the Innsmouth part in the beginning, and that's just like perfect. And I really enjoyed that freedom to explore that place, and there was couple of different things that you could do. It was a bit like non-linear and good combination of like adventure and horror and so I think that was the best part of that game. So maybe I wanted to create something a bit like that, that you have the freedom to explore the place. And of course, this has a totally different setting. This has a like modern city setting, but that's my probably, like, if we don't count this game, that's my probably the most favorite Lovecraft game. So I think in a way, even if it's like first person shooter, basically,
Yeah.
uh, it a little bit still combined like modern or new stuff into it. It had the sanity system, it had a like inventory, and you had to patch yourself if you are injured. Uh, so it had like tiny role-playing game elements in it as well. Uh, yeah, maybe I would choose that. And one game that resembles this is the Quest of Glory games, Sierra games.
Yeah, I've never played those too much, which is kind
Yeah,
of funny. I firmly grew up on a LucasArts diet.
yeah, yeah. The Quest for Glory 4 is like a gothic horror um, thing with vampires and Eastern European folklore, and it has this it has day cycles and role playing game elements. So maybe this resembles at least that Quest for Glory game. So maybe yeah, maybe the closest resemblance of this game that uh, if I had to say one like reference game that has inspired me, so maybe it's the Quest for Glory 4. It has this combination of adventure and role-playing game. It has combat mechanics. I don't have any combat mechanics here in this game, but still a bit similar the gameplay. Yeah, I think those two games.
Hmm? What? Get up the ladder, Walter. What are you doing?
What book are you trying to find?
Maleum Maleficarum, and I have it.
Okay.
I'm trying to study on the thesis, and he mentioned another book, Armitage, and I already forgot what the title was, so we're gonna ask him again.
Yeah.
Because I'm a brainlet.
Or I could have just told you that, but maybe it's better that
De Occulta
he doesn't.
Philosophia Libre. Okay, the it's probably in also in the same. Ah, wanna get out?
And there was
I know
the
you could have just told me, but that's me. Like
yeah,
I'm a gamer, you know. I need to game.
yeah.
It's no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the only one. Okay, so two occult, yeah. The other one where I was. Because I need to study those books.
Yeah, there's also a third one that he mentioned. It's the what's it called? Witch Cult in Western Europe. I think it was called like that. Oh, Evening Came.
Yeah. I need to go back. I need to check out those books because I have my library pass now. And I
Ah,
need to
okay, you can borrow them.
ask about borrowing books. Okay. So I'm gonna just show her the books, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Book. Okay. How long can I borrow them? Forever? Is that long? Do they ask at one point back?
No, there's not a mechanic like that. Yeah, that would be too much.
that would be the true survival mechanic. Surviving the late feast.
Yeah, in the hard difficulty, you have to like borrow them in 1 week, or return them in 1 week.
Yeah, or you're going to pay late fees
Yeah.
and can't borrow anymore. Okay, so door. We are here. Okay, let's go upstairs. Hopefully our shit is fixed. No, obviously not. Oh my god. What should I start studying? Okay.
Did you mention the light bulb to the landlord?
Yeah, I did mention
Okay.
it to her, but she said it's like it's like a few more days or something.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she always says like maybe tomorrow or in 1 or 2 days, she said, or in 2 or 3 days. Let's talk to
Yeah.
this dude again. In a day or two, I asked him.
Do you still have any money?
Yeah, I have $2.
Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, you worked a bit on
Yeah,
that.
I worked twice actually for the landlady.
Okay.
Because I want to save up since I saw it in the general store earlier. You can get thermal underwear. I want that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's show this guy the student card. The animations are great, by the way. I really like them.
Thanks.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it was a big because of my background in animation, so
yeah.
it was quite easy to do those.
Of course, but like they have some nice attention to detail that you don't really see in a lot of point and click adventures, I feel like.
Yeah,
So there is
I think because there's lots of there's some repetition in the game, so I wanted that it would play and look really nice. That to have a like animation, if there's some interaction, then try to get some kind of animation to that.
I don't sell lumber, but I might have something for you in storage. Let's see. For your needs. Piece of wood. Give me that. You know what? I'll take another one. I can work again tomorrow for the lady, and then I still have some money for food. But I'm gonna board the shit out of my room. I will
Have you
not
seen
have this red.
have you seen it? How many times have you seen the rat now? Just once?
Twice,
Or
actually.
okay, twice. Okay.
I seen it once when I first entered the room, and the second time at night when the hole was.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need that rat, you know. We just don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want this rat. This rat is evil. I know it. It's evil to the core.
It just wants a friend.
No. can have another friend. I'm not the friend of a rat.
It could be your pet.
Okay, so next exam is March 12th. It's Friday the 5th. So we have until next Friday. No.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
next Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep. Good rest. I didn't know what else to do. I'm gonna pester her with the light bulb.
Yeah.
Give me that. There, you're a fit young man. I'm gonna do the odd jobs first. Okay, 8 hours pass. I'm done with that. It's a payment $2. I'm hungry. We need this.
Yeah, like the working, like doing the odd jobs was a quite late addition.
Okay.
One of the testers got kind of robbed in the game and was like early on and was upset that he couldn't get any money from anywhere. So I added that feature. So it's not that critical. If you run out of money, you can always get some more. You just kind of
because that would actually suck.
Yeah.
If you can run out.
Yeah.
That rat is eating through that shit quite hardcore. What the hell, ratty rat? Okay, let's study. We eat tomorrow. Today's gonna be fasting.
Yes, that's student life.
Okay. Let's sleep.
Oh no.
The rats kept me awake. What? Like this rat is eating that wood like it's like breakfast. What the heck, rat? Okay, we go outside. We go into the city. We go downtown. We go inside here. Oh no, no, I fricked up. I completely fricked up. Okay, let's go to the cafe. Let's treat ourselves. It's almost Monday. Okay, let's go back. Let's study some more. We really have to go to the library.
Yeah, you can buy earplugs to
Yeah.
so the rat noise doesn't like
Annoy
affect
you. Yeah. Yeah, but I need money for that. As we established, I'm fucking broke. It's like real life all over again.
But is it, what day is it now?
Sunday. I get my
okay.
I get my allowance tomorrow. So
Yes.
but today I'm broke.
Yeah.
Also, I need alcohol for this guy.
Did you how did the alcohol thing go? Because did
I
you
need
buy it?
$3.
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Well, you
that's
can.
all my issues right now.
Yeah.
Money.
Well, tomorrow you can do
Yeah,
everything.
that's why I'm going to sleep now. I'm hyped for tomorrow. I get money from my auntie. Shit! Ow!
Uh-oh.
It fucking bit me. Sanity -1. Jeez. I'm very tired. Sanity -2. Okay. Okay, let me see. I need money. I need rat poison.
Yeah.
$12. Okay, $12. Holy shit, that's actually quite a lot of money.
Yeah, I have increased it a bit, so so it should be enough.
I'll give you money for the rat poison, yeah. Here. Thanks. Should I go to the apotheker, to the pharmacy and ask them too for shit because I got bit by a rat? Probably.
Ah. Yeah, the rat.
Hey, you stop. Get over here. You follow the old woman through the narrow streets of Arkham. You get the feeling that she has noticed you, but she doesn't seem to mind. Suddenly you're at the waterfront.